Dad and I have begun our final challenge of FM24 in the Super League. We started in Tier 3 and we've climbed our way to the top tier, where our challenge now is to first not only win the Super League, but also win the incredibly difficult Champions Cup as well. Which of course, a few seasons ago I got to the final before losing to Inter Milan. Last season, however, Dad was on a rampage in the league with some unexpected challenges. That being Jamie Carragher's Liverpool, who took Dad's side all the way but still couldn't stop him from winning the Super League. Meaning Dad is the first to pick up one of the trophies required to complete this challenge, and he just now needs to win the Champions Cup. Part of the reason for Dad's success was his 4 lethal strikers, and 2 of them this summer attracted bids for over £100 million. They were all rejected, and instead Dad just continues to add world-class players to his side as he builds for the Champions Cup. I was also receiving massive bids as my left back / right winger was also attracting a lot of attention. But I've been recruiting too, and I've bought a new monster-sized striker who started this season well, banging in goals, including a goal against Jamie Carragher's Liverpool at Anfield as well. However, we've already got an early advantage over Dad because after a grueling penalty shootout, he is out of the Champions Cup. And I am not. Right, Dad, after your successful Super League win, I have to do something about it. So I bought in 2 big players for, I reckon, for really good prices. I think I've done really well, yeah.
It's good prices, yeah.
Picking a player from Leeds United in Velikov.
Bargains, yeah.
6'5" Bulgarian striker who can also play from the wings naturally too. So I think I found a bit of a gem here.
Yep.
Good strength, good jumping reach, although he is 6'5" as well, but finishing ability of 18, yeah, he is a cracking little player. We'll lock him in as well. He's only got 3 goals in 11 games. Hopefully he can get more. But the other sign-in, Puska from Eintracht Frankfurt, 60 million, I think is even better. Because 60 million for, again, a world-class centre-back. Czech Republic as well, so a different, unique nation that we've got added to our lineup. He's also 6'5" too. I'm creating a giant squad. But there he is. Very good player indeed. Now, tactically, we are switching things in terms of instructions and some of the player abilities, but we're keeping this left-hand side winger role because we have got a lot of players that have come into that now. Carragher, who of course was the signing we made last year for that winger position and did very well. We're locking in Velikov in that front position, which means Borges isn't locked in, although he has started most of the games in that position next to him. He's got 2 goals, but I think he's playing really well. I mean, 7.15 average rating.
He might play better working off someone.
Yeah, possibly. We've got 2 giants up front, though, because he's also 6'5", so I hate to see the defenders having to mark him. I do feel sorry for you, but I mean, they're handling them really well at the minute because a lot of the games we have not done very well at all. We drew against Liverpool, though. Jamie Carragher's Liverpool are still there, 1-1 away from home at Anfield, and we are through the second round of the Cup, 5-3 there against Puskás Academy. The same can't be said, though, Dad, for you, and you're out of the Cup against Sudatrol on penalties.
Second round again.
Yeah.
And I found out the problem now.
Yeah, we know it. We knew it was probably this, but we're looking at like the first team and going through. I mean, they're playing a lot of like the under-18s.
I mean, why am I playing this? Even my goalkeeper changed, and I'm playing so many different players that shouldn't even be on the pitch, and I'm losing the game. I mean, for me, that's my season over with because I've already won the Super League. So I've got to be looking at it now and thinking, change assistant manager, or do I lock every player in?
Yeah, that's it.
That's what I'm looking at now.
So, I mean, not a bad start to the season. 4th place in the Super League, but again, you don't really have to worry about it too much. That's more my problem at the minute. I mean,
I felt like I had a good transfer window as well. I bought in
two good players.
Yeah,
one from Rennes, Van den Brink.
A good
back. Price.
I mean, I've got this guy. He can cover. I mean, we know my left back is world class, so this guy can cover him, but he can also play in the left side of the centre back as well. So there's 2 options that I do like when I sign these players, and he's well.
Jumper reach of 5.
That's the only problem, isn't it? Really, you know. I mean, how tall is he? He's 5'9". So yeah, he's a massive guy, and he's so. You know, I'm a bit concerned about why that. So he needs a bit of training on that. So Yeah, but he could get into the first team.
Yeah, and then we've also got Daniel Samuel.
Yeah.
£125 million.
That's where most of my money went.
Yeah, improve your right back because you weren't playing wingers for you, so it'll be right back.
Yeah, and so he should get into that position. His crossing ability is fairly because he can play on the wing and he's quick as well. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this. Two good signings there, which probably get into my first team.
Yeah, well, the best 11 pick puts them in there currently at the minute.
So
Samuel at right wing back,
So
Van den Brink at left centre back.
Good transfer window for me then. I feel I've improved.
I really hope Van den Brink plays when my two strikers come to you.
You got no chance, man.
Like try and mark him like this. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be funny. But like you watching you mark Peter Crouch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So that's the equivalent of that.
I'll be just punching his kneecaps.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So not a bad start to the season. We don't play each other though till very late on in the year in April. So if I am going for that, then you could cost me later on in the year. But I very much doubt I'm going to be able to catch up to that top now. It's one of those things. I have played quite a lot of good teams so far. I think there's a run of games where, here it is. There's a run of games where in 2 months where I play all of the really good teams at the minute. So Man City, Real Madrid, and PSG. I've got them all in one round.
If you're on a good run, then you only need a couple of the good results. Win, like 2 of them out of the 3.
Yeah,
and you're in a chance then because you could go on a hell of a good run then for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's it. And I got a bit of a tricky month there because we know that these teams have done quite well. I mean, Salzburg won the Champions Cup not so long ago. They've had quite a lot of money. They've still got money.
The only one I'd be worried about looking at is Spurs the last game of the season. That could cost you dearly.
Piss easy. Absolute. They got £277 million. John Dow Thomason's the manager of that one. They got loads of money in their transfer kit. They just haven't actually spent any of it. Sounds like every year.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So frustrating.
Right, okay, let's see what happens then in this season because Dad is now 1 trophy up, but he's also knocked out of the trophy that he needs, so it's a free hit for me.
So our task this season is simple. We win the Champions Cup while Dad sits back and can't do anything about it. And the 3rd round was a breeze as we fly past Salernitana into the 4th round where we play Red Bull Salzburg. And lose. Oh dear. Our league form hasn't improved either as we've slipped into mid-table alongside Jamie Carragher's Liverpool while Dad is pushing for another title. If Dad is in with a shout for the title though, his final 8 fixtures include me, Inter Milan, Manchester City and Real Madrid. Before that though, Dad drew with Liverpool. But that was the game after they sacked Jamie Carragher and put Romelu Lukaku in charge as their interim manager. So although this season wasn't as exciting in terms of chasing trophies, it was exciting in the games between us as we took a 2-0 lead in Poznan against Dad before half-time. And in the second half, Dad's team finally kicked into gear, pulling one back, followed by an equaliser 9 minutes later. But with just 3 minutes left on the clock, we still managed to bag a winner. This was part of an amazing run I seemed to be on, however, as I went from December 1st to that game against Dad, the last game of April, unbeaten and only drawing 4 games. Actually catching Dad up in the league table and overtaking him in the Super League going into the final month. And of course, Dad's run was much more difficult than mine and he lost twice more. While I kept my unbeaten run going, still dropping 4 points, but what a second half of the season.
Well, I had a good push.
Yes.
The start of the season killed me off.
Yeah.
7 points off of Manchester United. And if you think about my start of the season, how many of those points could have easily been just won from that? I mean, at home to Hertha, away to Rangers. These are the games that have really cost me there.
Away to Leeds.
Yeah, and I had a bad September, really.
Yeah, that's
bad October and September. Outside of that, really good season. Yeah. Because beat Real Madrid, beat PSG, even Man United, who went on to win it. I won 3-0. Comfortable.
They lost more games than you did.
Yeah. So I threw it away because I beat you 3-2 as well, away from home. Strikers, did they score any? I'm surprised by that. If you were playing that, I mean, they didn't look like Borges had an okay game, but he didn't score. Yeah, I'm gutted really. Couple of draws at the end of the season, but it was already over for me at that point. 98 points, 105 Man United, and Real Madrid finished on the same points.
You look at the two teams, you and Man United, you drew too many games.
Drew 11 games compared to their 6. Oh, that's so annoying. But there we go. The Champions Cup, Salzburg knocked me out. Spurs went on to win it. Beating Man City in the final. John Dal Thomason's done quite well. Their finances must be huge now. Nearly £1 billion.
God blimey.
So they've got a lot of money to spend, which is not good for us because they already finished in 5th. They're doing quite well there. Well, it's not good for me anyway. You're down in 6th. You did all right, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, we're looking at past positions. I had a bit of a climb, really. It was a long
climb. Yeah. That just goes to show how bad of a start of the season you did have, really.
Yeah.
I was like sort of almost consistent, really. I got myself into that area and stayed there, really.
Yeah, we chopped and changed quite a lot towards the end of the season. Oh, very frustrating. Very frustrating. But if you're looking at the statistics of the league again, Dad Penyev got 33 goals, only behind this man, who got 2 more for Hamburg. So he's done really well.
I'm pleased with my striker because that's 3 seasons in a row now. He's been in the 30s.
Yeah, he's been in it. Been in amongst it. Yeah. Player of the match, though, Olshover with 12.
Yes.
That's the one that has been surprisingly not as good as the other 2.
That's right, yeah.
And this year, flying. I mean, a lot of your strikers had bids for £100 million in the summer.
Yeah, it was getting annoying because I'm sort of like, I'm getting off with that type of money and what can I buy with that? But when you've already got that good, you don't want to lose them, do you?
No, that's it. He had the most player of the matches, one of the second highest average rating.
Yeah, good season
and he had 19 assists, which was the most alongside Esnal. Amazing what you could do when he plays in the right position, isn't it? My right wing back, and Baldanzi for Manchester United, who has just been so good ever since Man United bought him. Statistics of the league, though. You had the most goals. Weird, isn't it? Weird how this all works out. Fewest conceded was Man United, but finally, I'm in there. I'm in and amongst it.
Yeah, that's good.
So you can see why I managed to finish as high as I did. Most clean sheets, I was in 3rd.
Yeah.
So that's
how far down was I of that?
That's the difference in between why we're sort of like struggling. Well, what we're struggling with. You're in 10th, not too far down.
That's a lot. I mean, in the 50s this time. I've been in the 70s the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
So I'm really pleased with that, sort of getting on that sort of right track now.
Joint 9th for 16 clean sheets. So yeah, we're all right. I still get the most shots, and you were 3rd in there for shots. So I should be scoring more goals, really. Bloody Mads Borges, I reckon. Inconsistent again, is he? Let's have a look. Well, anyway.
Did you notice
what?
How far Liverpool were down then?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
a long way down.
Story of the season. He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. Jamie Carragher sacked again. He lasted a lot longer than the other managers.
Done well. Yeah, he done well because he got him promoted.
He nearly got 3 seasons. Second. Yeah. Nearly got 3 seasons, but Romelu Lukaku came in as an interim for a while. He's now left, and then Liam Kelly, by the looks of it, is taken over as the manager. But yeah, Jamie Carragher sacked, unfortunately. Fair play. I might ask him to be my assistant. Should we go to 4-4-2, Jamie? But there we go. Now, not a bad season for either of us, but still no trophies whatsoever. Goals-wise, again, it's my winger with 24, so that's 2 seasons in a row. He's been really good. Mads Borges, 23 and 11. That's not bad. Velikov, not amazing. No, so I'm a little bit disappointed with that. Vlaevsky even, again, quite disappointing, really. But Esnal is a standout performer for me with getting 20 assists there from right wing back. Absolutely solid. £63 million to spend. It's not a stupid amount of money, but it's a good amount. Schedule for your squad stat for you: 33 goals from Penyev, the Bulgarian, very good from that.
Yeah.
Olshover, 21 and 19. Solid again, but your squad is looking quite small.
It is very small, isn't it? So,
£55 million in the transfer budget.
Yeah. And the problem is I can't afford to be selling players now because I think sort of nearly every player I've got in my squad now are really good.
Yeah.
Or there or thereabouts. So I'm just looking for a bargain around now.
Yeah, sort of a couple of cheap ones
to the squad, really, I think.
I know I have something that I'm a little bit gutted with is Abakarov even, who has been my centre-back for such a long time, just won't sign a new deal with me. And I cannot get him. For some reason, he just won't sign a new deal. And he is about to leave the club 2036. So, yeah, doesn't look like I'll be able to keep hold of my potentially my best centre-back.
Yeah.
He's been solid for me for so long, which is
be knocking on the
unfortunate.
door of your director of football. They're finding out what's going on then.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
The good thing is I've always had a good amount of centre-backs. You
Yeah.
remember Rodriguez, who came in? Unbelievable. That's the guy that I signed for £2 million.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, how well he did. That one long spell at Brentford, and yeah, he's been absolutely class. But yeah, we're struggling to keep hold of Abrakov, and by the looks of it, he will leave the club. Never mind, somebody I have to replace £63 million to do it. Who do we bring in?
A huge bummer for me this summer was losing Abakarov on a free transfer, and he didn't even have a club yet. He still just didn't want to resign or sign again for me. Dad even tried to sign him as well, but he couldn't afford his wages. That's because he's spent big already. But I've sold another pillar stone player, as Gaston Pavon, who's been here for ages, is gone for £79 million. He's been unhappy only being a rotational option in the last couple of seasons. That allowed me though to sign Matteo Hansen from Red Bull Salzburg, who knocked us out, of course, last season, and he cost me £123 million. Another summer, and Dad is receiving huge bids for his players, but he's not keen to sell any of them at this point. Would that decision come back to haunt him later though? There's only one way to find out. What isn't fair, however, is that he didn't have to play any Champions Cup games, where I had 2 earlier rounds to play, which thankfully we managed to progress through. Dad's form has started really well though, with a couple of new faces too, as we both adapt to new systems.
Well, Abakarov has gone to Spurs, because of course he has, which is really frustrating.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you even tried getting him at one point. That would have annoyed me more.
It really, I was gutted because he agreed to come.
Well, yeah, he would have gone, yeah.
I just couldn't afford his wages.
Yeah.
His wages, I mean, what's he on 200 and 250? I just couldn't afford him.
Yeah, because you're way over your wage budget. I
my
think
wage
you've gone
budget
over
was,
quite a lot,
yeah.
259 grand.
So, yeah, I mean, when it popped up that he had gone from you, and I jumped in quickly and thought, I'll get him. And he agreed. I thought, yes, come on. No.
Yeah, you
Couldn't
couldn't even offer him the contract.
No.
But yeah, you brought in 2 players, Dad. Didn't sell anybody. We got Szynski, who's joined on a free.
Yeah, this guy here is just to bolster my squad up, and he played. I'm always the one for sort of saying the spine of the team is right down through the middle, and he plays in all 3 of those positions, or able to play in all 3.
So he's not our first team player.
No,
but
he's definitely
cover.
not. I'm just sort of making sure I've got enough players in the squad. And
Paul McLean.
Paul McLean is I've got him into sort of. He's a good striker. Will he get my team? I don't really know, but I'm playing a different formation. I'm tinkering again. I'm going to try and go for the juggler this season.
Okay.
So I needed another striker in. I'm playing 4 up front.
Yeah.
So I desperately needed a striker as a reserve, because I don't think I've got very many in the squad if I get any injuries. So yes, I'm going for the juggler.
Right. Okay. Well, it's been really good at the start of the season.
It started way well. The last 2 games, I'm a bit disappointed, but apart from that, what a start I've had.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Some big results, including 6-0 against Liverpool there.
Come on.
Bayern Munich 3-2. Obviously, it's
5-1 against Chelsea. So yeah, I mean, I lost against 2-1 against PSG at home. That's the game I'm really disappointed with, really being at home. So yeah, but really good start. I've got to be pleased with that. I'm going to drop. You can afford to lose 5 or 6 games and still win the league in this year.
Yeah.
In this league. So that's all right. That's 1 game I've already lost. So I'm still in a chance.
Of course, you're only really focusing on the Cup. The Champions Cup. Got Watford in that second round.
I should be winning that game. I'm playing and I haven't got a lot of strikers, so the chances are he can't change my striker line.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll be the full force of it going towards Watford.
All right, well, over to my transfers, because other than losing Abakarov, we also lost Gaston Pavon. 69 million, but 79 even million pound that we have sold him for. We only bought him for 6 a long time ago. He's been a great servant, but the last couple of seasons, last season especially, only started 13 games. Season before that was 40, so felt like we were transitioning formation-wise, and Gaston Pavon at 28, it was time for me to let him go. We have brought in Matteo Hansen, who is a striker who can play right midfield. We've also got if you remember rightly, the Bukayo Saka, left back, who can also play right midfield too. Have a guess of what position I've added to the starting lineup. Holovchenko also joins for £55 million, just another backup centre midfielder who can play right wing back, 2 positions that we needed to fill, so it was nice to find somebody who could do both. And as I say, we're going to this 5-2-3 with 2 inside forwards on the wing. Now, locking in Borges, locking in Lang, which is risky. Zilner always goes in there, and I want Lang to go in there, to be honest. I think Lang's a better option in there. So Manga, who is the left wing back, who can also play right wing, can go there. We've got Esnaut, we've got options now. So a lot of players, we ain't got a lot of substitutes, but we got a lot of cover because a lot of people can play different positions, which I'm pleased with. So although we lost Bakarov, we've still got Baptiste, we've still got Poloni Collins, and I'm pretty sure Bernat can play centre back if we really need to as well. So we've got options. We've got options in there. And it's not been amazing for me in terms of games, but we got battered 5-0 by PSG. But Palace 2-1 is a disappointing one. Okay, losing to Man United, who've been really solid, isn't too bad. But we're through to the second round, or the third round, of the Cup. We've got Norwich in that after defeating Levski and Levante so far. So, we're still in the shout for both, because if we're looking at the league, 32 points is Man City, who's doing stupidly well under Gareth Southgate. I'm leaving the room. That's too much. Jamie Carragher was enough. Gareth Southgate. That is...
Well, I'm going to give up playing this game. If he wins the league, I'm going to give up.
I would too. I would too. We're going to end the challenge right here if Gareth Southgate wins anything, to be honest. But yeah, there we go. But I'm only 25, so it's only 7 points. Quite obtainable across the amount of fixtures that we still got to play.
Points or with a chance of stopping.
I'd rather you win the league than Gareth Southgate at this point. You've already won that cup, so it don't really matter too much, but we'll see. So Champions Cup, I've got Norwich in the next round, but the Super League, obviously I need to win both, so let's see if I can manage to get my hands on either of them and mainly stop Gareth Southgate from winning anything. That would be great. Jamie Carragher, by the way, let's have a look to see if he's got himself another job. He hasn't. He's still unemployed right now after...
He likes a 2-year holiday,
He does, yeah. He has his little holiday from, obviously, Real Madrid to Liverpool. We'll see. He'll probably end up, I don't know, like Barcelona or PSG next. We'll see. Jamie Carragher, if he does anything throughout the season too.
Dad finally got to play in the Champions Cup, and all that waiting around might have led to a bit of a dud start. But not this season, as he progressed through the first 3 fixtures with ease to find himself in the 4th round. I had a nice little win over Norwich in the 3rd round after a beautifully taken counter-attacking goal, followed by an absolutely whooping from Marseille in the 4th round. What's funny is that in the following fixture, we once again travelled to Poznan and picked up yet another win. And at this stage, the league was rather close, despite me being in 7th place and Dad in 4th. January welcomed the next round of the Champions Cup, where Dad took the lead against Young Boys, but it wasn't until the 95th minute until they pulled back an equaliser. But somehow Dad still won with a 97th minute penalty. Speaking of penalties, the next round against Krasnodar had a penalty in the 5th minute, which was saved. It also had a red card in the second half when Dad's player was silly after them being 1-0 up, and again, another extremely late equaliser against Dad, which took the game to a penalty shootout, where once again, the same guy missed a penalty, as did 2 others to eliminate Dad from the Champions Cup. Both of us out of the Champions Cup, but our league forms have been excellent. In fact, yet again, I went on an obscene run where I won every league game up until the last 2, where I drew and lost, which is the only reason I'm not sat on the same points as leaders PSG. And a lot of that was down to our new system, just feeding Mads Borges goals just to tap in. He crossed the 30 goal mark with 4 games remaining, and as I was hunting down the league table against this very good PSG team. The first set of fixtures, I gained 2 more points on them as they drew 0-0 to Palace as we beat Liverpool. And they absolutely battered Palace in the statistics, not even letting them have a single shot. The next set of fixtures seen both teams put in a solid performance as we destroyed Newcastle while PSG comfortably defeated Real Sociedad 3-0, so we are still a point behind. The next weekend was frustrating for both of us as we dropped points to Stuttgart, but PSG lost in the 99th minute to AC Milan. which put the league title in our hands with one game remaining, as we have exactly equal records and goal difference going into the final day. I'm only currently leading because I have scored more goals than them. And on that final day, PSG had a really tricky fixture against Manchester United, who were in third place. Whereas we had a much simpler fixture against Hamburg, where we bagged a 4-0 win and the league title.
Wow, final day drama. Finally got it.
Yeah, you
Done it.
Yeah.
The Super League champions, Aris. It went down to the final day. We beat Hamburg. PSG, who could have overtook us, they battered us earlier on in the season. They had Manchester United and lost.
Didn't it?
So it did,
Two teams below you fighting against each other.
Thankfully, we managed to claim the title, and that's one trophy down, which means it's level running now going into that final one.
That's a good season.
You're there with 101, not bad.
I'm a bit disappointed really. I was consistently good all the way through the season and pushing you all the way, or anybody that was top of the league, and my end of the season awful, I think.
Yeah, a lot of draws.
Yeah, from March, 1, 2, 3 games from March, so absolutely terrible. Deserve what I got.
Drew against Gareth Southgate's Man City on the final day.
It didn't make any difference then. I'd lost it already by then. So and I was knocked out of the cup early on again. So
Carragher, who got to the final.
Yes.
They played against Chelsea in the final. I mean, I was knocked out earlier on than I think you were. But yeah, Chelsea and Carragher in that final. I was knocked out in the 4th round by Marseille in a really disappointing fixture. If you're looking at that. I mean, my run was great. Look at this. If you're going like... Look at that. Unbelievable. One fault in there, I lost 5-0. What?
Where did that come from?
Yeah, mental, isn't it? Beating you 1-0 as well in that unbelievable run, which helped me because if we're looking at the Super League with Mads Borges, 36 goals, the most inconsistent striker ever, who's got good consistency apparently. 36 goals, finally puts in the amount of goals I expect, and we go on and win the league. I mean, he is playing as a lone striker, I guess, but yeah. Still, the past positions. I mean, I was 12th when we left that season. Look where we at. Look at that.
You only hit the top once.
Yeah. Right towards the end.
Look at mine. I was.
You were top for a long time,
all season, and then got the March, chucked it away.
Yeah, we're second and third there. Like crossing paths a couple of times, but
disappointed for myself really. But I'm only after the cup, so yeah, I got you right on my tail now because you're a better cup team than me.
Yeah, Rovik was up there for your average rating. He is turned into a monster as well with the most player in the matches. And I got Diana with 18 clean sheets. Now, we both scored the most goals, 119, 117. Fewest conceded. I'm there with 5th, 49. You're there with 51.
I'm gradually getting there though, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'm gradually keeping up that bit. So, yep.
We are close. We're chipping away. We're getting closer and closer. It's just going to be down to, of course, who has the better cup run and the cup luck. To be honest, cup luck. Now that we've both got the Super League done and dusted, I've got £79 million to spend. I mean, goals-wise, Borges amazing. The winger, amazing. Manga, who played quite a lot on the other wing. Goal contributions, great. Happy with that.
When you look at the star rating on that team alone, it's... How do you improve it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Where am I going to be looking really to improve it? Not too bad at all, really. Not a bad problem to have. Now yourself, Dad, 26 goals for both Ulshova and Penyev.
Yes, really pleased with that.
Really good.
And the next two on 18, so that's really good as well.
Yeah, there's your 4 that you were playing up front.
And they got a good assist as well. So yeah, really pleased with my forward line.
And you've got £70 million to spend. So still enough to bring in at least one player.
Yeah, it's one good player. Which that's what I'll be sort of aiming for, really. There's no point in bringing in 2 or 3 average players because they just won't even touch the team, will they?
Yeah.
So it's one player that can sort of help, really.
Yeah. Now, of course, we've already seen Gareth Southgate's thing, but Jamie Carragher, still unemployed, still looking for that perfect job role. So you'll have to tune in again if you want to find out what the hell Jamie Carragher's doing and who will be the first to lift the Champions Cup in the Super League out of me and Dad and be winner of the challenge.